How the fuck are the cops already here? You're never gonna get me alive, pigs! Are you kidding me? Is this a fucking helicopter? Hello makers, my name is Julian. I make props and masks and such. And there's a new show on Netflix called The Umbrella Academy, where there are two characters called Hazel and Cha-Cha who have damn cool masks. Their masks are quite big and they have these big ears and they are so cool. And a while ago I made this mask. You can look down in the video descriptions. I'm gonna link the episode where I made these masks for pretty cheap and pretty easy. If you have a bit sculpting experience or you're just gonna try it out, sculpting a bit, you can make these masks real easily. But today I don't want to make a new mask. I want to modify this mask to look kind of more like in the Umbrella Academy realm. So I want to make two huge ears. But first, what I have to do is I have to clean it up. The mask used to look pretty different. I used to have this huge styrofoam piece, kind of T-shaped. It went up here and then to the sides pretty long. This styrofoam structure that I wrapped in fabric, and I put a bunch of firecrackers on top actually, because the open air theater thing where I used to make these masks for, at the last evening after the premiere, I was kind of in the mood of setting myself on fire. And of course the styrofoam started kind of burning. So there's no more structure on top here, so I need to clean this up a bit and put some paint over it and fix this thing here in the back a bit, because I needed to cut the mask open back then to get it off the head that I sculpted it on. Yeah, I do a little bit of cleanup and then I sculpt two ears from more styrofoam, as I often do. I do some drawing first. Paper is cheap. If it doesn't look the way I want it to look, I can change it up a bit. And this is the shape I kind of ended up with. And then I used some foam board or foam core, depending on how you call it. And I cut out the basic shape. And then I need some thicker styrofoam for each side to make kind of the front of the ear. And then I'm gonna put on the back side the kind of back of the ear to create an effect of like a long ear that is bending in the middle, that is kind of bending over. I'm gonna cut a little bit of an edge so it looks more roundish and organic. What I'm doing now, this newspaper paper mache technique, of course you don't have to do that if you have this standard type of styrofoam that doesn't have these pores, like the styrofoam that I'm using, but I had this styrofoam left, so I'm doing this paper mache technique. It also has the nice effect that it kind of brings it all together. It kind of hides the edge and makes it all feel a bit more like one. And then I'm gonna play around a lot with acrylic paints. I'm thinking either black or red is what I'm gonna go with. So I'm just gonna paint one ear black and one ear red to figure out which looks better and then decide which color I'm gonna go with. Now the red paint that I have is not of such high quality as the black paint, so I'm priming the ear with white so I don't have to use too many layers of red, or so you don't see the text and the images of the newspaper through the paint. So I think I'm gonna go with more of a red. So the ears have the color they're supposed to be. I'm gonna do a bit of weathering, just a tiny little black dry brushing in this edge in there between the flap, so to speak, to make it a bit like look like it's not quite new, and look just to highlight this edge that is there, because I made this edge on purpose and I want people to be able to see the edge and to see that this ear is three-dimensional and not just like one piece of foam. I'm gonna scrape off a bit of the black paint first, because if I hit it with some more pinkish spray paint, I have to do 2 or 3 coatings just to cover the black so you can't see the black through, and that's kind of a waste of paint because the main mask material is already this beige, this bright beige. I think if just the black is gone, I can do it with 1 coating. And let's glue the ears on. Maybe I'm also gonna do a bit of black dry brushing at the bottom of the ear, directly around the edge of the mask. It kind of fits all a bit more together, you know, with weathering as always. You have to figure out where are the parts of your build where kind of dirt and water or blood or whatever residue would be if it was actually used, and then make these places look used in order to tell your story. And I think this is a pretty cool, pretty Hazel and Cha-Cha-esque mask. And as always, thanks for watching, have fun building stuff, and see you next week.